Is the light flanker tank good? Yes. But do you know why it's good? I'm Bread Demon from Peak Insanity, and I'm gonna tell you why this is the best goddamn tank in Battlefield 1. Let's talk mad advantages here. The light tank is the smallest tank you can choose in both height and width. It also has the best turning radius, making this the hardest tank to hit. Its size allows it to get in places that other tanks can't, like inside the building on Ballroom Blitz to fuck those guys at sea. Yeah, fuck those guys at sea. The weapons on light tanks are also mounted very high. This has a bunch of benefits. You can stay in third-person view almost all the time, allowing you to have more situational awareness. You can hit other tanks over obstacles and hills much easier, head glitch like a bitch as it were. And if you poke your turret over a hill, you'll need to expose very little of your tank, making it very hard to hit you. Since most maps give each team 2 tanks, you'll be targeted less because players tend to prioritize heavy tanks or land ships. Light tanks also only have 1 seat, which means 2 things. You don't need to surround yourself with enemies to keep everyone in the tank being useful and to get them to actually stay. And that you have more teammates on the ground to, actually cap objectives or kill people. Cover more area, Scooby-Doo style. Oh, 1 sec, it seems we have a caller. Hello?
The artillery truck does that too, and it does way more damage. Plus it drives so fast, like... I think I've made my point.
This may be true, caller, but there's one problem with that. You can't drive and shoot now, can ya?
Well,
Alright. Now let's talk light tank variants. There is the close support tank that can fix its tracks and drop health and ammo for your team. It's armed very similar to the heavy tank, but with less damage with both its primary and secondary weapons. There is the light howitzer tank that can heal itself and deploy a smokescreen. It also has a very damaging primary shell, with a machine gun as a secondary weapon. Lastly, there's the flanker tank, the best one, obviously. It can repair its tracks and drop mines. It's equipped with HE shells and canister shells. Now on paper, the howitzer may seem like it's the best option, but it's a bit like, an early Batman. Cool and powerful, but it needs to turn its whole body to look to the left. That's because unlike other light tanks that can spin their turrets 360 degrees, the howitzer can only rotate 120 degrees, making it vulnerable to flanks. It's also ass against infantry. Now, what makes the flanker tank the best compared to the close support tank is that its kit makes up for its weaknesses. It's very good against infantry, which is the vast majority of the enemy team at any given time, and it is extremely reliable and consistent. See, most tanks in Battlefield 1 use a system where they reload 1 shell at a time and have 5 or 6 shells in reserve, meaning they might be able to do a lot of damage after not doing anything for a while, but in a prolonged fight, it will fire slower and slower, but not the flanker, which has 15 shells that all reload together. This means you don't need to debate shooting at a sniper on a hill because you might not have enough ammo if 3 assaults run up 10 seconds later. The canister shells on the flanker are also the best of any tank. Canister shells shoot a spray of projectiles that are kind of random but fly fast and with less of an arc, making them great against infantry or planes. But with most tanks, you fire very slowly and pray that the bullets decide to hit the target. With the flanker, you have 15 chances to get it right. This also means you can snipe moving infantry and planes with it very reliably. The vast majority of the time, you can use the canister shells, switching to the explosive shells when enemies get too close or around cover. The light tank is pretty weak against other tanks up close, so your best option is to drop mines, safely, because you'll blow yourself up if they shoot you, and run away while shooting. Not compared to your enemies, you'll have a much easier time landing at least half of your shots. So cover, uneven terrain, and distance are your friends. The coolest thing you can do in the light tank is to get right beside an enemy tank, lay down mines, and blow those suckers up. And if you aren't convinced to the successes of the light flanker tank, just look at those mad stats, bro. I'm in the top 3% for, highest kills in a game, in a life. That was on, operations on Sinai Desert. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you, feel that the light flanker tank is, the tank for you. And the tank of the future, the past. Yeah, World War I. Anyway, thanks for watching again. This is Brad Demon from Peak Insanity. Watch our other videos, watch our quick tips on other jazz, and subscribe for more shit. Bye.